Hello everybody, my name is Johnnysigs. You can call me the Suit if you like, or just Suit if you're feeling extra lazy. And today we're going to be taking a look at another Dota 2 lesson. Today is part 1, or lesson 1, part 3, part 4. Today's part 4. I'm losing track of time. Today's part 4, picks and counter picks in Dota 2. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the hero choices that we have, and we're going to just talk about a couple of really quick, easy, just no-brainer counters, and I'm just going to have a huge disclosure here, that just like in other games, including StarCraft, you can't rely on counter picks and advantages, the rock, paper, scissors, basically, that you're going to come out on top. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be proficient with the hero or the item, like we talked about in the last video, in order to get that advantage from the counter hero pick that you have. You can't just go into it thinking, oh, look, my hero counters this hero, I'm going to win. You have to know what you're doing and actually be proficient with your character. So let's talk about one of the most easy, instant counter picks ever. Say your enemy team picks Riki and Bounty Hunter. Alright? They pick Riki and Bounty Hunter, and let's say that they're all randoming and they get a Brood Mother too. So that's 3 massive, monster, scary, invisible heroes. Just instantly in your head, if you're good with the hero, you should be thinking Slardar. Just instant counter pick. Slardar's ultimate gives True Vision. If they pick, say, Broodmother and Riki, grab Bounty Hunter. His ultimate also gives True Vision. Other heroes that you might want to be countering with these guys is Clinks. Clinks has an invisibility that he can activate as well. So Slardar and Bounty Hunter are just instant, inherent counter picks for those heroes because they give vision. Let's see, who's another super scary guy that you want to look out for? Let's say they pick a Viper or a Sniper or an Anti-Mage or somebody's pro with a Morphling or a Huskar. Just one of these massive, or a Razor or even a Shadow Fiend. I mean, somebody who's just super scary. Super scary. Monstrous, melee-oriented, eat your face off, damage per second guys, okay? You're going to want to pick up somebody maybe like Lion, who's got that Hex, and you're going to want to get a Sheep Stick on him. Now you have a double Hex. You can pick up Shadow Shaman, again, get a Sheep Stick. Now you have a Hex, a Lockdown, another Hex. If you're great with Serpent Wards, you can lock the enemy hero inside those Serpent Wards, so he's a good counter pick. You can pick Tinker, who's a carry, and we were talking about him in the last video with Rearm. You can go ahead and pick up a Scythe of Vice or a Sheep Stick, and you can just perma-hex down whoever is just viciously tearing apart your team. If you're amazing, you can pick up Darkseer, who you can vortex everybody in, including that scary carry, into your Mirage Wall, I forget what they call it in this game, Wall of Replica, and you get a copy of them to do damage. He's not as good as a counter pick, but people who have stuns and knockups and lockdowns and hexes, you're not going to be able to necessarily burst down heroes like Huskar, so you want to interrupt them and keep them out of the fight as long as you can, so it becomes a 5 versus 1 as you pick off the rest of their team. Invoker is a good one. Ancient Apparition counters Huskar pretty hard because he does do that huge deficit to healing regeneration on his ultimate. Crystal Maiden, again, another one. You can slow them down, you can frost them so that they stay still and they can't do anything. That's another good example of a counter pick there. Let's say that they all pick a heavy physical damage team. You can pick somebody like Omni Knight, and his ultimate will protect your team from doing physical damage or taking physical damage. Let's say that they pick a whole bunch of melee fighters. You can get casters who are melee ranged. People who have to be in close to the fight. You can pick up somebody like Tidehunter or Sand King, who just beautifully rely on that cluster of enemies in the same area. Again, Darkseer is another one who relies on your enemies and your allies being in this tight little ball, and then being able to Tidehunter, Ravish, ultimate, and knock everybody up and stun them all. Or Sand King being able to ult, Blink Dagger in, stun lock everybody. His ultimate does tons of damage. Enigma using a Black Hole Blink Dagger combo to lock everybody down. Darkseer using the Surge and Vacuum, and then the Wall of Replica again to lock everybody down. And then you can do even like lighter counter picks where you think that a hero would be, or a team comp would be complemented, and this won't be very evident until they get into the tournament system where you can get bans and everything, but once that hits, it'll be more prevalent to people who aren't really new to Dota, or who are really new to Dota. You can see that their team comp is lacking and can use a certain hero, and you can hate draft a hero. Dazzle is a really common hate draft. He's really super good, but he works a lot better in conjunction with a team. So you can hate draft Dazzle if he's going to support the enemy team better. You can just go ahead and hate draft him. Invoker, again, is another one who's really team dependent. You can hate draft him. So just focus on that. I mean, again, it's not something you're going to be wanting to focus on because you have to be proficient with the character. There's no hero who's just like, hey, look at me, I'm going to win. I mean, there might be Anti-Mage. Maybe. Anti-Mage is pretty strong. But a lot of heroes depend on their team comp, and so they kind of fall off in these just random queuings that people are doing mostly now. So you can get away with just kind of picking whatever. But once you start doing bans and draft mode and or tournament mode, you're going to want to start to look for those counters, like Slardar, Bounty Hunter counter stealth. Faceless Void counters Anti-Mage pretty hard. This is one of the rare occasions where I will throw out the hero versus hero counter. Faceless Void counters Anti-Mage pretty hard. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's just the accepted meta right now, and if I'm wrong, leave a comment below. But I'm fairly positive that that's the accepted meta counter right now, is Faceless Void for Anti-Mage. So just keep it in mind, keep it in the back of your head. Play around with some of these nice counter pick heroes like Slardar and Tidehunter and Omni Knight, Lion and Shadow Shaman, and Dazzle, Darkseer. I mean, just play around with them, see what you can do. If you're really good with one, just keep playing them, and then when you see those enemy heroes picked, you can go ahead and just counter pick them right now. Skeleton King is pretty hardly countered by Anti-Mage. His ultimate is the reason why Skeleton King is good. He can stun your allies, and then he will die after doing tons of damage, and then he stands back up with full life, full energy, and just starts throwing stuns out again and locking and just doing tons of damage and just basically kicking your team's ass twice. But with Anti-Mage burning his mana cost on Reincarnation, 140 mana, you can burn that pretty fast. Anti-Mage counter Skeleton King pretty straightforward again. So if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to click that like button. Shows that you guys are interested and actually want to keep seeing more. Go ahead and subscribe to my main channel because I will be releasing more of these videos over time, and I'll be wrapping them up with Dota 2 commentating on pro games, live games, and hopefully some tournament scenes. I'll be traveling to go and see, watch some tournaments, and I'll be able to cast from there. So hopefully that'll happen in the near future. As soon as this game gets out of beta, and write to Blizzard, everybody, tell Blizzard to hop off and stop being dicks about it, because Blizzard is currently holding up Dota 2 as far as I'm aware in their legal action against them. So tell them just to, you know, grow a pair and let go of Dota 2. You got WoW, you don't need anything more. So Until next time, guys, I look forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said, please click the like button and subscribe. I can't talk, so I'm just going to call it quits for today and go do some dark matter studying. So take it easy.